even finish. And then Chalenga was six.
Gone full out. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a funny story about Sam Chalenga is I saw him run his first collegiate cross country race.
Mm-hmm.
I was coaching at Monmouth University, and it was his freshman year, so he was running for Fairleigh Dickinson University, which is also based out of New Jersey. And we were at a meet at Van Cortlandt Park in New York, and the dude came up the final hill, and he was floating, and he was probably, not even joking, probably a half a mile ahead of the field. And there was this. I just remember there was just one section where the trail kind of forked, and there was like three different paths that he could have gone on, and he was just like threw his hands up like, which way do I go? And people pointed him in the right direction, and no one knew who he was. It wasn't, we hadn't heard any rumors that they had a new Kenyan or anything like that. And then, sure enough, that was it. After that, dude was off and running, and I think he eventually, after that year or the year after, went down to Liberty and won a couple NCAA championships. But yeah, phenomenal dude. And then there's that young buck out of Oregon who's also went to high school in New Jersey with Edward
Cheserek, right?
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what he'll do. If he'll try to become a citizen or he'll run for Kenya. They asked him after the NCAAs, but he kind of dodged the question. So there's another one we can look for in the future.
Yeah, it's funny. I always thought, I kiddingly said, I think that dude's because every time I'd see him at Foot Locker, I was like, that is a man racing against these boys. That guy is like a man, dude. He is a beast. That guy, I've seen him run out here at Foot Locker Nationals, and dude just is a legit man child.
Yeah.
So he's amazing. Yeah. But I heard that Van Cortlandt Park, that's no easy course either, right? That's a pretty tough course.
Yeah, it all depends on who you talk to. You can definitely run fast there. People definitely run fast. The college course is a little bit harder than the high school course for sure. You got to go up the infamous Cemetery Hill. But yeah, I mean, I never really put together a good one there, but I've definitely seen people crank it there. So, but it is definitely one of the top cross country courses in one of the most famous courses in the United States. I think it's right up there. I think Balboa Park is up there on the high school scene. There's probably a couple other ones on the college level that have really good courses, but yeah, it's a pretty nice course, and they've done that's the other thing too, is when they start redoing these courses to make them better, then somehow the conversation always turns to now they've made the course faster. And that was a big thing that they've always talked about once they started redoing the trails at Homedale Park in New Jersey, and then the last 10 years, kids have just been crushing the course record, and it was a course record that no one thought would ever be touched. So all the old timers are always saying, "Oh, it's a faster course now. It's a faster course," and it's like, I mean, yeah, they might have filled in some potholes on the trail, but they haven't changed. The kids are still running the same 3.1 miles. The hills are still there. So, but
yeah, that's it. Records were made to be broken, right? Shoot.
Yeah, and I think it's just in a different time now. I think the age of the internet has really changed things for the better. In terms of just getting instant feedback in terms of performances and meets. Now you don't have to wait for the latest edition of Track and Field News to see what people are doing. You can turn on the internet and go to DieStat or MileSplit, and you can find out who did what across the country. And I also just think that the amount of content and information that's out on the internet now, there's no excuse oh, well, I didn't have a really good coach that was in. Now if you're into the sport, you can learn about it and train yourself and get different information. So
Yeah.
It's just
Oh, totally.
brought everything to a completely different level.
Yeah. It's funny. I got a funny quick story for you. When Claire got into running in a high school level, she did well at high school level, but she played basketball her freshman year, and then she ran. No, she played basketball. She ran cross country, but played basketball, and then she was kind of like, she did run track after basketball, and the coach was like, if you want to really be a runner, like you gotta quit basketball. Like there's just no time, because like in the summer they go do travel stuff and whatnot. So she's like, okay, and so her dad like just read a book or something, and he took her over to Kit Carson Park. You know Kit Carson Park, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He took her over to Kit Carson. He's just like, all right. He's like, go run up this hill. Just run up the hill. Just like they go every single day and go do hill sprints. Like it's just like, because that's what he thought. Like she need, and nowadays, like you just reminded me of that, because every time Claire tells me, she's told me that story a couple of times, and every time she like laughs about it, she's like, yeah, he just told me just go run up this hill, and I kept running up this hill, and maybe it paid off. Maybe all her hill sprints paid off. She dominated. She was a state champ in California, so who knows? But it's so funny, like to think like that was, let's say, that was probably 15 years ago, and like where we are now, where you can pretty much YouTube anything that you want, and it's like right there at your fingertips, like you said. So I just thought it just reminded me of that. Like I just think of a little Claire just running up and down a hill, like because her dad read this like book that said to do that. Oh man, but yeah. Speaking of records, I think Usain Bolt may not be running in the Olympics this year. He has a hamstring strain. So I think he's a maybe, right? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I saw that. He had a strain at the trials. Was it?
So grade one's not too bad as far as like grade one. There's 3 grades, just in case any of you out there wanted to know that. A grade one's a minor strain. So I thought that he's gonna run. I think it's interesting how like different countries have different like kind of ways that they how people qualify. So I mean, like it's like it would be like, for instance, like Galen Rupp hurting himself at the trials, and then he's like, our best distance runner can't go to the Olympics. Like, so it's like we're just sending someone else because he can't. He fell or something, or whatever it is. It's just kind of crazy because I think Bolt can still run in the Olympics. They have a different system where you can still go to the Olympics and they don't have a qualifying thing like we do, like a trials. So I don't know. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I know that like I don't know if it's Ethiopia or Kenya. They do like a different type of marathon qualification. They don't do a trials like we do. Like for the marathon, they pick like they figure out the 3 best. I think the 3 best by certain times that they've run, like in the year. Yeah, it's like over the 4 years or whatever they do it. Like, so it's just interesting how every country has a difference. I mean, it all gets evened out because you have to have an Olympic standard time to make the actual game. So it's like, it's not like you can just, I don't know, someone from Iceland can be like, oh, here's their best runner in the country. Like, he's run a 2:20 marathon. Like, no, you can't actually go run the marathon if you've only run a 2:20. You have to have the Olympic A standard. So, sorry, Iceland. I didn't mean to pick on you there.
Well, actually, so there is some.
Am I wrong? Oh, no, am I wrong?
There are some loopholes to that. Like if, and again, don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case with. If you're only sending one person, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they have the A standard, because there's always like. That random guy from like some tiny island, and he's like one of like 7 representatives from the country, and he's never run faster than like 240 or something.
Gotcha.
Then they can go. But when you have a country like the United States or like the European countries or the Kenyans with the distance, where you have a multitude of people, that have hit the A standard, then even if you've had two people hit the A standard, that the third person has to hit it or they don't go.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right. So sorry for the misinformation there, people. And sorry, Iceland. You guys already had a good soccer turnout, like for the Euro Cup, so it's all good.
Yeah, did you see them doing that Viking clap?
Yeah, that was. Dude, did you see the welcome they got for when they got back?
I didn't see that.
You check that out, man. It's insane. I think everybody in the country went to that welcome back party for the Iceland soccer team. It was insane. I just saw a picture of it. I didn't even see what was happening. It was thousands of people. It was they didn't even win. And if they would have won, that whole country would have been on holiday for a month, just boozing.
Yeah, they've got that Viking blood, man. They've got some pretty good CrossFit women too that have done really well at the CrossFit Games and stuff the past couple years.
Interesting.
So there's definitely something. Maybe it's in the water up there, or there's nothing else to do. And I think they have a shit ton of strongmen too. I think a lot of those strongman guys come out of Iceland.
Yep, just stay up till 2 a.m, and then all the world's strongest man just plays on. I used to love staying up late when I was a kid watching those. I'd get sucked in, and then all of a sudden it's 3 a.m, and I'm watching World's Strongest Man, and Magnus Samuelsson's winning again for the 50th time or whatever.
Right.
Those guys are ridiculous. It's insane. Fun to watch though, man. What a blast. What else we got? Oh, we were going to talk about injuries. Wah wah.
Yeah, so I think we were talking before we got going here. We're kind of both in that frustration zone where things start feeling a little bit better, or we think we're in the clear, and then we go head out, and all of a sudden we get maybe set ourselves back to square one. I know you had mentioned you went out to El Capitan and were having a good day, and then out of nowhere slipped a little bit.
Yeah, it was that was a bummer. Yeah, it was I'd never been out there, so I didn't know what to expect. And when I got out, it's for all you people in San Diego, if you want to go check out a great hike, go to El Capitan. It's out in the El Cajon. It's it's not too bad of a drive. I got out there from North County in 50 minutes. I went early, and it still took me under 4 hours, which was still surprising to me. It's 11 miles round trip. Really, really beautiful. And it's, dead too, which is cool. I saw one other guy from Iowa on the trail, and that was it. Because I saw him, and I was like, he was wearing all this Iowa gear. I'm like, are you from Iowa? He's like, yeah, I'm from Iowa. He's like, cool, that's pretty cool. Dude from Iowa's out here doing this trail. But it's got really steep sections to it, and loose gravel, so I was more worried when I got to the top, you got to climb over all these boulders, and it's kind of grown over a little bit, so I was more worried about looking for a snake. I was like, I just don't want to get bit by a snake and get helicoptered out of here. And it was fine. And then it was coming back down. I was 3 miles from the start, and I just had this weird slip, and natural reaction, you don't want to fall, so I put my left leg under me, which is my injured leg, and just totally felt like it blew out again, and it was just not good. And like we said, it's there's nothing you can do, it's out of your hands. I wasn't doing anything that I didn't think my body could handle, so I've been very conscious of what I've been doing and how I've been training and how I've been rehabbing. So it's been, over 8 weeks, and my body's been feeling really good. I've been doing all the right stuff, which is my main